cutscene, and it looks like how he started off at the beginning of the game. Like, no, he doesn't have any of that on.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I hate that so much.
And you know what games does it? It's not the first game to do that, honestly.
Yeah.
It's not the first Metal Gear game that we've seen do that. I think we first seen it in Metal Gear Solid 2. If you have the if you play as Raiden, because there's more cutscenes as Raiden, because that's like kind of like the main game part right there that tells the rest of the story. And you know, you have on the disguise. He's gonna have on that disguised outfit in cutscenes too. Yeah. We see that again in Metal Gear Solid 3. In my case, if you ever seen my gameplay, you know, my walkthroughs for it, I keep on that same outfit is because it's a gameplay mechanic. It eliminates footsteps noise. It's essentially what that sneaking suit is supposed to do. Yeah, and I hope that transfers over into weapons too. Like, if he's aiming with a weapon, like in a cutscene, it better be the weapon that's like fully customized, colored, and everything. That, you know, that it is in like real gameplay. Yeah. Like, I remember playing Mass Effect, like Mass Effect 2 or 3, and you would customize all this stuff. And yes, the armor would be exactly how you customize it and everything like that. But the main character, Shepard, would aim a gun that I didn't have on me at the time. I'm like, where did that come from? Like, I don't even have an assault rifle. I keep a pistol and a sniper rifle. That's it. If that's the case, I need some extra points for pulling that little trick. Just only having that gun for like 2.5 seconds, then it disappearing. But yeah. So moving on from that, at about 2 minutes and 4 seconds, we see Snake pouncing on these soldiers like a boss, because he is indeed Big Boss, the legendary soldier, the mercenary, the hero, the assassin, the hitman, everybody, pretty much anybody you want him to be, he's that. And he fights soldiers. What I'm thinking that this is, Snake, I think it's either practice or it's recruitment. If you ever played Peace Walker, I don't show it in any of my walkthroughs, but if you ever play Peace Walker, you can recruit soldiers, not just by Fultoning them, but saying, oh, you have a CQC exam that you can do, and he might have some new CQC moves for the recruits. I don't know.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's definitely looks real plausible, like you say, either one of those, because it kind of looks like the beginning training sequence at the beginning of Peace Walker, I believe, where you're on the beach and, you know, the Big Boss is here, you know, come fight him, and, you know, that's kind of what that looks like. But
yeah, the Samuel L. Jackson yelling dude.
Yeah.
Good work, boss.
Exactly. So, yeah.
You just need DMX in the game, like, where my dog's at? Just, I don't know. It just worked because of I don't know, whatever. I thought it was funny. So we see him practicing with them, or it's the intro to the cutscene of getting back into CQC habits. Maybe they have some new CQC moves that we even saw since Ground Zeroes. We don't know.
Use CQC and I don't even know if I ever used CQC and Ground Zeroes.
I
don't know.
Oh, well, yeah. No, I've used it plenty of times. I used it just to mess with people, like mess with the guards on there, like to steal their weapons and stuff like that. That's pretty much the only times I used it. Yeah, and yeah, sometimes I would knock them out, like with that 5-hit combo, but not all the time. Oh wait, no, that's not true. I always stabbed them in the neck and snuck up behind them. Yeah. Yeah, at 2:08, there's the scene from this E3 2014 demo where, you know, the soldiers here, it's kind of a chaotic mess of how the camera is operating, and we see these guys like ranting and raving about something, and they're chanting, and then I don't know, we don't know what's happening. It's almost like cheering for an execution, almost. It's got that type of vibe to it. I don't know.
Look, I felt like it was tied into the scene before that with, you know, Big Boss fighting, and that's just kind of, you know, where they're fighting in, you know, some warehouse, and, you know, got the catwalks up there and just people around watching and just cheering for the fight. That's kind of what I attributed it to.
Oh, was that the same place? I thought, because I thought one place was outside and I thought one place was inside. But yeah, that could be, because
it looks like it if you look. I mean, because it's a real quick, you know, that's a real quick little 3 seconds. But you know, you see the guy come at Boss with a knife and he kind of slams him. But it looks like they're inside. You can see other people around, just kind of standing there, and the room just looks like the same room in my opinion. Just like maybe a back view of it.
Oh, you know, yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think of that, but... And then there's a zoom up on the... I caught a poster saying Big Boss is watching you. So that's always nice. I am watching them. Yeah, so... yeah, that's possible. That is possible. And then we go to 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Again, in the background, we see that the mother base this time, instead of gray or orange, it's white, and that goes along with the base customization. This is probably on a different deck of the mother base. Time looks to be sometime in the evening, and we see bodies burning. Of course, there is because of dead Diamond Dogs members. And we see Ocelot kind of presiding over this burning ritual, and maybe the soldier on the far left, I can't tell if he's in distress or if he's crying or whatever, and then the soldier in the middle is that's near kind of like the burning caskets. I don't know if he's the one that's actually pressing the button to incinerate them. But it's almost like, yeah, it's almost like the one on the far left is like praying or whatever, because we see him turn to the side, but you know, we don't have any audio. And when I say audio, I mean like even on your end, even if, you know, the audio was all the way up, the game for the audio for that specific moment in game is not revealed to us yet.
No.
So yeah,
like still Skullface talking.
Yeah, and they have flags over the coffins, you know, like a military funeral. 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Snake, Ocelot are talking with Miller in the background, and this is presumably the same room that we saw in the E3 2013 trailer, and the entrance to this, I want to say is you know, this is probably some moment where they're deliberating about what to do. It was actually theorized that the place where they're at is not actually at Mother Base at this point, but it's been theorized that they're in Camp Omega, where Paz was held. Because of the background, the wall kind of looks the same, so they were theorizing that it could be there, but we don't know. This is just a cutscene that's kind of similar to that. Seems like it's a continuation of the one that we saw in the E3 2013 demo. Of course, compared to that one, he has a different outfit on. Then he had the tiger stripe, but this one he has the same green one that we saw during the beginning footage. Moving on to 2 minutes 17. See, this actually is the scene that I was thinking was taking place, where they were ranting and raving that they just calmed down spontaneously, and we see the entrance to the mammal pod.
Yeah. That
we see in Peace Walker, and obviously it has something to do with the boss, who is the start of this whole thing, this whole ordeal throughout the whole franchise. And her AI was, I guess, saved. So yeah, the reason why I said that is because the camera looks the same. It's at that kind of jaunty angle, and we see soldiers up on the catwalk like you're talking about. I thought that one was the one that was kind of continuing off of that one, so I don't know. We see a title card that says "Pain for Pain." Then at 2 minutes 21, we see Snake, and we progress slowly and see Snake and Ocelot look down at a unknown abdomen, bearing a scar similar to Paz's, where they took the bomb out of that. Okay, yeah, that was the moment that I was talking about. Alright. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, this is a perfect time. Spoiler alert. Yes. Took the bomb out of Paz, and it's kind of similar. Then we go to the next second, and we have this great moment of quandary. This Tim Allen moment. You know what I mean? It's the that type of.
That was good. That was good.
Thank you. I practice that daily. Now, we see this moment where it makes you do that, and it should have exclamations all over, because this lady looks exactly like Paz. And the last time we saw her,
she looks like Paz prior to us seeing her in Ground Zeroes.
Right, like maybe a Peace Walker deal. And the last time we see her, she didn't have that much hair, which of course, even if events hadn't taken place, it probably would have grew back. So that's not so much a big deal as it is, and she should be literally resting in pieces and sleeping with the fishes simultaneously.
She shouldn't look
that
together.
There should be puzzle pieces of her body parts, like literally, like even for her earlobe, there should be like 5 pieces alone just for one ear, and that should tell you about how great of a trauma that she went through. And traumas.
The spoiler alert, and so you can skip ahead or whatever you whatever you want to do. But yeah, she had a bomb in her abdomen, and they got that one out. Okay, no problem.
Right.
There was another bomb, which we are assuming was in her uterus.
Yep.
And so then she proceeds to eject herself from the helicopter, which is, I guess we kind of assuming how Snake ends up in this situation too, because it's a pretty big explosion that occurred. And so, like he's saying, one, she jumped out the helicopter, then exploded, and it was a pretty big explosion. So, if this is past, wow,
yeah,
like something amazing happened.
Yeah,
maybe it's maybe it's not past, maybe it's some strange clone or something. I mean, because they are kind of doing the whole are you there test. Are you
yeah,
can you see me test, so maybe it's
like an android,
android, or Paz is like unknown daughter or something. I don't know.
Unknown daughter.
Who knows what happened? Maybe she had a kid, it's her daughter or something, and they find her, rescue her. Or maybe this is just some chick that you rescue solely on the fact that she looks like Paz.
Okay. That would be a lovely idea. It really would, with the daughter. It would be a lovely idea. And the reason why I say that is because it does look like her, but that's about it. The timing for this couldn't have been anywhere worse for that to be her daughter. Because, okay, I'll say this. The beginning of...
date with past Peace Walker mission.
Huh?
I said there's a date with past Peace Walker mission. There's a side ops, and you don't know what happens in that box.
Oh. Hey, listen. I will say this though. The timing ain't great. Here's why I say that.
All right.
The beginning events, like where he comes up on the motorcycle and stuff, like where the game actually begins.
Yeah.
November 8th, 1974.
Okay.
The time that the Ground Zeroes missions begins in. March 16th, 1975.
Okay.
So, let's see. Let's count them. November to December, December to January, January to February, February to March. That's 4 months. That a baby is not cooked in 4 months. And wait. It gets even better. Because despite even if she was showing or anything like that, I'm pretty sure that baby's dead along with her for all the trauma. I'm not even talking about blow up status. I'm talking about the fact that, she tortured for days on end. Probably haven't had good nutrition.
Well, maybe they, like I said, she had a bomb in her stomach. So maybe they took the baby out and, for whatever reason, incubated the baby. I mean, granted, I understand the time frame is like, yeah, don't got this technology, but it's Metal Gear.
Okay.
So they do got some advanced stuff. So maybe they could have, took the baby out, and finished the baking process, in some external womb, and then was like, yeah, we got her open already. Let's put this bomb in there.
But see, I would think that the baby would be too big at that point to just transfer. Like maybe if it was like the first 3 days or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how birthing works. I try to stay away from that. I try to stay away from everything birthing. So I don't know. So yeah, whoever's there, that could also be Cecile. But I thought she went back to France. I don't know. We don't know what happens to any of the other. We don't know what happens to any other ladies in Peace Walker besides Strangelove. Strangelove left a couple of weeks before the missions of Ground Zeroes. So, and that's said kind of in a in a cassette tape. So so now we see we see a African man, about 229.
Yep, 228, 229.
Yeah, and they're pulling, Snake's pulling some earphones out this guy's neck, and he's holding up the earphones. I don't know why, because, you know, I don't know, whatever. And then we go to 233. Snake is carrying Quiet in almost a caring fashion. So this might be at a time, and this looks to be like at a Diamond Dogs base. So I'm not sure if she's dead, or I'm not sure if she's dead. This is a boss battle on the mother base, or they coming back from a mission and she just so happens to be unconscious or dead. But, you know, something about this makes me think that they're not enemies at this point, but something happens to her. 235, we see you know, Snake back with the African man. This most likely happens before the scene that we saw, because I think if you look at it closely, there's still the earphone lodged in his neck, and we see him reveal some type of skin mutation. This is either due to some disease, or I think the experimentation of what would eventually learn to be the skulls. So
yeah, gross stuff.
Yeah, not pretty. Speaking of skulls, we see a title.
Mention, that whole title screen there right after that, skull for skull. So I feel like that's kind of like, yeah, like you said, you know.
You know, they're going with a theme here.
Yeah,
they're leading up to something. But we see these freaks of nature, for lack of a better expression, come into existence like like phantoms. Literally at 241, like they somehow phase into existence.
Well, actually, if you look at 240 right before that, very slow, but you can see an outline of all of them. Like, so it's kind of like some camo technology maybe, but you can see kind of like a brief hazy body outline of, you know, and then they kind of appear in, they kind of materialize in. But yeah, it's still very interesting.
Yeah, they're doing it so slowly though, and you know, they have, and this is probably taking place in Africa because it looks jungly, and they're phasing in, and the environment, excuse me, is almost a what you want to call, like a haunting environment. Like it's something that you see out of Night of the Living Dead or something like that.
Yeah, it's real foggy. Looks like you got the like the dead trees and stuff like that. Yeah.
And then we see them materialize slowly. Interesting fact to note is that they're all women. I hope that they're not men. Because then they got a real condition. And we see, as we get a close-up of the last one's face, they kind of have some glazed over eyes too. Not as much as Miller, but in the sense that, you know, it's, you know, their irises are kind of hazy. Like foggy, not like in a blinding way, but like I don't know what the proper term for it is.
You know, it could be that you mentioned that it could be as I say it could be as bad as Miller's. It's just that because of the way they look, it doesn't look that bad.
Oh yeah,
like they don't look normal already. So of course they would have weird eyes like that. Like I would have just thought that was that was them being creepy versus them having the same maybe condition as Miller or whatever.
Yeah, because if Miller has that condition, we in trouble. We ain't Yeah, and they got this kind of solid eye looking thing on. Actually, you know what it reminds me of? You ever seen Legend of Korra?
Yes.
It looks like that. That one dude that had that like.
Oh yeah, that mask on.
Yeah, and he had that kind of eye thing that was attached to it, that was over one eye in that fashion.
Right.
And it looks like that, or like it might be an early build version of the solid eye, but it looks like that. And these are, to again say skulls. The women are bald, and they have this number on them, a letter and a number, E2. That might be a way to mark their progress. We also see, if you go along a little bit, that there's a little bit writing under the E2, but it's so small we cannot make that out. Then finally, the technological eye patch glows orange type of thing at
it's a scouter, and they just sense the power level over 9,000.
Yeah. Yep. You know what? It's over 9,000. Yeah. 9,000.
What?
Accept my challenge, Kakarot. No. Yeah. It's interesting to see, and then a few frames later, we see these skulls that are not so technologically enhanced and don't seem to be in control of all their powers. To be honest, they seem like fallen soldiers,
Yeah,
like some
the one to the left. If you 246, kind of pause right there. And
yeah.
Copter. The one on the left looks more like a soldier. The one on the right, honestly, in my opinion, looks like like he would drive a safari truck and be giving like tours and like, yeah, this is the African lion, and that's who he looks like. So yeah, looks like it's just
welcome to my country.
Exactly. some infection going around, just spreading to fallen, just anybody dead in the vicinity.
What they say in that Steve Harvey, we do not allow pets on the path. just I don't know. That guy. He's that guy. He's the one that was in the hotel room. Like, if you have a dog, take the necessary shots. just I don't know. And we see some like sparkles like coming up from their heads, and we see them materializing slowly. Now all their cutscenes are supposed to be in one shot, and they're something that we saw in Ground Zeroes is that it was one continuous shot. They would never cut to. They will always pan and rotate the camera and all this stuff. And we kind of see that with this. We're only seeing cuts because this is a trailer, but it zooms in. It zooms in at Quiet and Snake, and they're the only ones that survive because we'll get to that. But she's in a bloodied state, and he's not so much. And I'm wondering why that is. But we see them get out of the helicopter, and we see this kind of like The Walking Dead type of look in their stances, and then the camera pans over to the left, and we see other what looks like villagers and soldiers that would ordinarily be ordinary, but but they're part of this experimentation. Something had befell them, and it looks like something that we see kind of in Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, where, you know, all of a sudden, you know, these soldiers are going haywire and they're affected by the SOP. You know, that makes that's what I think of.